Hey guys, so I thought I would make this video super quick. I've been needing to make like my health update video, I guess is what you can call it, for about a week. I don't remember what all I said in my last video. I think I was needing to get my MRI done, I think is where I left off, so I'll just pick up from there. So my primary care doctor wrote me an order to go get an MRI, and I went and got the MRI, and it showed that I had moderate to severe left sphenoid disease, which is basically like a really gnarly sinus infection. So my primary care decided that because of where my headache was located, he wanted me to go see a neurologist. So I went and saw a neurologist. He read over the MRI and he determined that, I did not have meningitis. I didn't think I did. But he said based on what the MRI showed, what the radiologist said about the MRI and where my headache was located, which was, right here, and it would maybe spread this way, but it never like moved around. He wanted me to go see an ENT. So then I went and saw an ENT. He was very, very nice. I really like him. He wanted to treat the sinus infection, so I was on antibiotics and steroids, and I didn't film really that much during that time because steroids always make my face right here get really red, and then the antibiotic that I was on made me really sensitive to sunlight, so if I was outside for even just a few minutes I was really blotchy, and I was just like not feeling it, and I was like, I'm not gonna try to cover all this up. So I didn't really film that much. Got off of all that, went back to him, told him I'm still having headaches. I haven't had to take any of my migraine medication, which is nice. I've only had to take my ibuprofen. But I'm still having headaches. And he said, well, let's do a repeat CT and see if there's anything else there as far as in your sinuses, if you still have an infection. So I went and had another CT done. What's today? The 15th. I went and had a CT done, I think on the 3rd of August. And a few days go by and I get a call, and he said that my septum is deviated off to the side. And I was told that when I went and saw an allergist. I had to go see an allergist because that's how we found out I was pregnant with our first kid. I broke out in massive hives. It was completely uncomfortable, and I hated it so much. I made a video about it just in case anybody else goes through the same thing that I did, because it was awful and I couldn't find any videos about it. I'll put it up here if you want to go watch that story. When I saw the allergist, he, looked at my nose and he goes, oh, your septum's a little deviated. And I was like, oh, and that was that. So he told me that the deviated septum could be causing the infection, which could be causing the headaches, which could be causing all this other nonsense. So he said we can treat it with medications, which I'm assuming is just Flonase, like shooting up corticosteroids up my nose every day for the rest of my life. Or there's a procedure that he can do called the balloon sinuplasty. And it sounds terrifying and it looks pretty intense. There's a video, I'll put it down in the description box, of what the process is. It looks, I don't like it. Don't like it. Let's just watch it. Let's just watch it together because it's pretty gnarly, this thing he wants to do to my face. I'll put the link down in the description so you can watch it, without my commentary. But basically, okay, so let's just watch. Okay. So basically, they'll put this thing up my nose like this, and they'll use this little laser thingy to find my nasal cavity and do all this stuff to it. I'm like, yep, there's where the infection is. Okay, and then they'll pull this thing out. And then what they're going to do, this looks really painful. They're going to put in this tube in my nose and then blow it up. Watch this. Like that, and it's gonna crack open my sinuses. Doesn't that sound awful? It sounds awful, but I'll apparently be able to breathe a lot better, and then they'll rinse my face out. They'll rinse out my they'll rinse out my nasals. They'll rinse out my nasal cavity. So any infection that's left over, they'll rinse it out and everything should be good. But that looks terrifying. They want to shove a tube up my nose and inflate a tiny balloon up here and he said crack open your sinuses. That sounds painful. And I'm prone to passing out because of pain. So I'm going to ask them if they can give me like a Valium or something to like calm me down. And then my husband's going to have to go with me, because if I pass out, I'm not going to be able to drive home. I'm just not. There was one time we went to get massages, and I was sitting in the chair. I wasn't laying on the table. For some reason, I decided I wanted to sit in the chair, which is something I didn't really normally do. And the guy working on me is digging his elbow into my back, and I'm just like, wow, I'm starting to feel a little funny. Like, I felt kind of dizzy, and I was like, this feels weird. And I'm trying to like tell him to stop, but I can't pick up my arm to like, flag him down. I mean, he's right behind me, but I can't pick up my arm to like say, hey, stop. And I can't pick up my head because he's digging so hard into my shoulders. And he finally takes a break, and I sit up really quick, and my husband's sitting next to me, and I said, I think I need to stop. And the guy comes around, he goes, are you okay? And I look at Aaron, I said, I think I'm going. And I just passed out. And then all I remember was I woke up, and my husband is holding my one hand and my back, and then when one guy is standing in front of me, and then another guy is standing off to the side of me holding my other hand and holding me up. And then they get me to stand up and put me on one of the tables, and they thought I was having some kind of hypoglycemic fit, and so they brought me Reese's cups because they thought I had some kind of sugar imbalance. And that was the only time I've legit passed out from like pain. But I can get really dizzy and woozy, and I'm just not looking forward to it. When I had to have my RhoGAM shot, there's something about with people who have negative blood types like me. When we're pregnant, our babies can have positive blood types, and apparently when a positive and negative blood type fuse together, some infections can happen. I don't remember all of it. I'm not a doctor. I don't remember all the things they told me, but I had to get this RhoGAM shot a few weeks before I had the babies, and then I'd have to get the second shot after delivery. So I've had this shot 4 times, and the very first one, I swear that nurse like had it out for someone that day, and I just happened to be in the line of fire. She stabbed me so hard in between my hip bones. It burned like the devil too. So she stabbed me really, really hard, and it went really deep into my hip bone. I felt like she was like going to be taking out bone marrow or something for a bone marrow test. But she's injecting this stuff, and it feels like she's injecting fire into my side, and it hurt so bad. And then I had to drive home, and I remember driving home, I'm just like, ow, ow, ow. And then I stood up, and when your legs like dead asleep and you try to walk, and then you end up just kind of dragging your leg down the hall with you. That's what it was like the rest of the day, because my leg hurt so bad I could not pick it up without it hurting. It felt like it was just dead weight. So I ended up just sitting on the couch for the rest of the day and part of the next day, because it still hurt that next day. But I remember her stabbing me, and I was just like, ow. I was like, uh-oh, I think I'm going to pass out. My husband was there for that one. So I was holding his hand. I remember holding it really tight, and I was like, I think I'm going to pass out. He's like, are you okay? Just breathe. And I was like, and I was just like freaking out, thinking I was going to pass out. So all that backstory to say, he is definitely going with me if I have this done, because if I pass out, I'm not going to have a good time. Sort of an update on the channel. Like I said, I posted this in my community tab, but I know a lot of people don't read that, which, it's fine, whatever. I'll just read it to you of what's in my community tab, because I wrote it out and I had it written out in a specific order. So I said, I want to keep posting videos, but I might take this channel in a slightly different direction. I have been in a funk these last 2 weeks and haven't wanted to make reaction videos. Still keeping it music related, of course, like my songs I think Gabriel should cover video, top 5 videos, things like that. But as far as reactions go, I will post whenever I can. I'll try to keep up with Gabriel, Morissette, and recently Katrina while filtering in other artists as best I can, but I don't see it as a priority right now. It sounds silly, but keeping my channel running like a well-oiled machine takes a lot of effort on my end, and I don't want it to distract me from being the best mom and wife I can be. While I enjoy doing it, it becomes draining, and I don't want to burn out or hate doing this. So I apologize for the soon-to-be lack of videos, but it's how it needs to be for a while. My phone auto-corrected it. It said, it needs to say, but it's how it needs to be for now, for a while. In addition to that, my daughter is also going through that. Perfect timing. My daughter's going through a screaming, screeching phase. I don't know how to get her to stop. And so the only time that I have that's, mine to do with what I want is when they're napping. And right now I just want to listen to nothing. I want it to be quiet. If I have anything at all, it's The Office, and it's on very low. And I'm usually working on my ambiance videos, which I've had a lot of fun making those. I have 7 videos posted. 4 of them are live. I think one's going live later today. But anyway, I'll put a link down to that channel if y'all want to go hang out and watch some streams or rain or something. I'm working on a bunch of different types of videos. But it requires fairly minimal effort on my part. Just some editing, making sure the videos flow, overlap nicely, and the music overlaps nicely and all that stuff. So it's just a fun little side thing for me to do right now. But as far as reactions go, those do require my attention, like a lot of my attention. And between my daughter's little screaming fits that she's having right now, and just, having 2 kids in the house in general, my focus really needs to be on that. So my videos, as far as my reaction videos, my videos will be more or less sporadic. If I ever get a chance to sit and record reaction videos, I will try to batch film, so I at least have, maybe my Gabriel video go out, it's once a week schedule time, or my Morissette, or if Katrina has a new one. Like I know Katrina has a new video to All By Myself, which I want to react to. I do, but I just don't have the time and the silence allotted for me to do that right now. I will hopefully try to find the time to at least get that video done, because I want to listen to it, and I don't want to listen to it and then make a reaction video, because that's cheating in my opinion. But that's really all I have to say in this video. I just wanted to give you guys like a health update. I'm okay. There's something that can be done. It sounds scary, but my husband's gonna go with me. Hopefully it's not painful. And hopefully, I don't think it will, but hopefully it doesn't like bruise my face. That would suck. Link to my ambiance channel is going to be down there. I only have like 3 subscribers, and I'm one of them. So whoever the other 2 are, thanks. I am going to be working on some like Christmas ambiance videos. So when like Christmas time comes, you can have that playing in the background. I know there's like a million of those videos out already, and I'm a little late to the party, but I'm mostly doing it for fun. It's just relaxing for me in the midst of all the other chaos that goes around in this house. I know that y'all are all very supportive, and y'all don't mind me, taking these, long hiatuses or whatever. I just want to keep y'all in the loop and let you guys know that I'm around. I just might not be around as much. Like a couple weeks ago when I had some videos go live consistently, I was like, oh, I'm back in a groove. And then I fell into a funk because we went out of town, and then we all got sick. And then my daughter started this screaming thing, and I'm just like, argh! So hopefully that will, die down a little bit, and everything else will sort of calm down, maybe in a few weeks. I don't know, but that's sort of where I'm at right now. I am still working on like my notes and stuff for my Gabriel video of songs I think he should react to. I also want to make like a review video for his album, which I love. And I also love that he opened it up with a Fleetwood Mac song. But I'm almost getting at 20 minutes here, so I need to end this video. So that's been it for this video. Ha! Again, thanks for all the support and the understanding for me needing to take these hiatuses, and hopefully I will get back to filming videos sooner rather than later. So if y'all want me to post like a, not like a vlog, I guess it would be kind of like a vlog. I don't know if they'll let me record in the office, but if y'all want me to make a video about my experience getting this balloon procedure done, let me know. I might do it anyway, just because there might be some people who are like, what is this? I don't know what this is. I don't know what to expect. I have a low pain tolerance. Who else has a low pain tolerance? This girl. So anyway, I'm going to end this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.